All right, this is Chapter 2, Sociological Research. This goes along with Unit 1 and Chapter 1, An Introduction to Sociology. Our learning objectives for Section 1, Approaches to Sociological Research, are to define and describe the scientific method, explain how the scientific method is used in sociological research, understand the function and importance of an interpretive framework, and define what reliability and validity mean in a research study. Concertgoers enjoy a show. What makes listening to live music among a crowd of people appealing? How are the motivations and behaviors of groups of people at concerts different from those of groups in other settings, such as theme parks? These are questions that sociological research can aim to answer. Think about a time when you had a definite opinion about something, but the more you talked about it and heard other perspectives, you realized you had more questions than answers, and maybe what you thought you knew to be true or fact changed. You have a new perspective on human behavior and a list of questions that you want answered. That is the purpose of sociological research, to investigate and provide insights into how human societies function. Although claims and opinions are part of sociology, sociologists use empirical evidence, that is, evidence corroborated by direct experience and/or observation, combined with a scientific method or an interpretive framework to deliver sound sociological research. They also rely on a theoretical foundation that provides an interpretive perspective through which they can make sense of scientific results. A truly scientific sociological study would involve these prescribed steps: defining a specific question, gathering information and resources through observation, forming a hypothesis, testing the hypothesis in a reproducible manner, analyzing and drawing conclusions from the data, publishing the results, and anticipating further development when future researchers respond and retest findings. A scientific process of research establishes parameters that help make sure results are objective and accurate. Scientific methods provide limitations and boundaries that focus a study and organize its results. No matter what research approach is used, researchers want to maximize the study's reliability, or how likely research results are to be replicated if the study is reproduced. Reliability increases the likelihood that what happens to one person will happen to all people in a group. Researchers also strive for validity, which refers to how well the study measures what it was designed to measure. The first step of the scientific method is to ask a question, describe a problem, and identify the specific area of interest. The topic should be narrow enough to study within a geography and a time frame. When forming these basic research questions, sociologists develop an operational definition. That is, they define the concept in terms of the physical or concrete steps it takes to objectively measure it. The operational definition identifies an observable condition of the concept. The next step researchers undertake is to conduct background research through a literature review, which is a review of any existing similar or related studies. A hypothesis is an assumption about how two or more variables are related. It makes a conjectural statement about the relationship between those variables. In sociology, the hypothesis will often predict how one form of human behavior influences another. In research, independent variables are the cause of the change. The dependent variable is the effect, or the thing that is changed. And if you remember, we talked about dependent and independent variables in psychology as well. An interpretive framework, sometimes referred to as an interpretive perspective, seeks to understand social worlds from the point of view of participants, leading to an in-depth knowledge. An interpretive researcher will develop approaches to explore the topic at hand that may involve lots of direct observation or interaction with subjects. This type of researcher also learns as he or she proceeds, sometimes adjusting the research methods or processes midway to optimize findings as they evolve. And that is it for section 1. Very short, our summary. Using the scientific method, a researcher conducts a study in 5 phases: asking a question, researching existing sources, formulating a hypothesis, conducting a study, and drawing conclusions. The scientific method is useful in that it provides a clear method of organizing a study. Some sociologists conduct research through an interpretive framework rather than employing the scientific method. Scientific sociological studies often observe relationships between variables. Researchers study how one variable changes another. Prior to conducting a study, researchers are careful to apply operational definitions to their terms and to establish dependent and independent variables. Test yourself. Number 1, a measurement is considered blank if it actually measures what it is intended to measure according to the topic of the study: reliable, sociological, valid, or quantitative. 2, sociological studies test relationships in which change in one blank causes change in another. A, test subject, B, behavior, C, variable, or D, operational definition. Number 3, in a study, a group of 10-year-old boys are fed donuts every morning for a week and then weighed to see how much weight they gained. Which factor is the dependent variable? The donuts, the boys, the duration of a week, or the weight gained? And number 4, which statement provides the best operational definition of childhood obesity? Children who eat unhealthy foods and spend too much time watching television and playing video games. A distressing trend that can lead to health issues, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Body weight of at least 20% higher than the healthy weight for a child of that height. Or the tendency of children today to weigh more than children of earlier generations. And that is it for the answers to the test yourself question. Please look at the quiz at the end of chapter 2.